I messed up my own live stream intro. I'm rusty. Guys, it has been approximately 1 week since I last hung out with you on a live stream. Give it up for this week. I don't know. I'm out of it. It's been a whole week. I've been keeping busy. This last week, dropped multiple episodes. I want to say it was somewhere in the realm of 4 or 5 in the last week. Just been working on getting the content out because there's been knives that have been waiting for the content that have been sitting on my desk day after day. I look at it, but here we are. I still have way too many knives on my desk, but regardless, welcome in to another Saturday live stream. I appreciate each and every one of you that is here instead of, doom scrolling Neves Knives whatnot auction. I appreciate it. You could be over there spending your money on knives, but instead you're here with me, and we're going to talk about some stuff today. The topic of the day, knife grails. If you want to get one, should you save up for it, or do you not let the opportunity pass you by and you sell, sell, baby? I don't know what I'm doing. Is this the Boiler Room? If you've seen that movie, you know. Anyways, guys, I am happy to be here. I'm happy that you're here. We're going to go check out the Only Spartans Discord. Before we get into the regular live stream, a couple announcements that I would like to make. It was brought to my attention by a recent channel member that YouTube had lowered its baseline price. Now, when I started my channel membership out, I intentionally made it as inexpensive as possible to join the channel. As inexpensive as YouTube would let me, which at the time was $2.99. I still don't think that is necessarily a very expensive membership. It is what it is. But they let me know YouTube now allows 99-cent memberships. You can't get anything for $3 these days. You can get even less for 99 cents. I said, what the hey? So there is now a new entry-level channel membership called the Recruit. If you want to become a recruit, if you want to try out being a channel member, 99 cents. There's no way it gets any lower than that. All of you who are at the $3 membership, thank you. I appreciate you very much for spending $3. Thank you, guys. But for those of you who would like to support the channel in a big way or in a small way, but maybe times are tough. Maybe eggs cost 3 times what they used to cost. And you're like, I just don't know if I can justify the $3 contribution anymore. If you would still like to be a channel member for as little as $1 for the change that you can find in your couch, you can now be a channel member. And yes, you do have access to the Only Spartans Discord at that 99-cent membership cost. So if that's still too expensive, I don't know what you're doing here. Go get a job. It's also okay if you don't want to become a channel member. I'm just trolling. Anyways, guys, what did I carry today? In my pocket today was this guy. Now, this is the brand new Vostite Psyop in the Arctic Storm carbon fiber. I haven't done a video on this one specifically. Recently, did a video on this guy. This is the micarta Vostite Psyop. I love them both. And that's not to say anything about the titanium one, which I also still have. The irony here is that I have a rule, no duplicates. I broke that rule. I broke the rule. Will one end up on the chopping block for sale? That was my initial plan. I don't know if I can do that because I actually like having one of each. That's what I carried today. I've got some exciting new knives in. On the Only Spartans Discord, we will be adding a channel to that where I'll be posting photos ahead of time of knives that I have in for review that content is not released for yet. So that is going to be a perk if you would like to join the Discord, or if you just like to see what's going to be popping on the channel soon. Once I finally get around to doing that, I'll do that this weekend. I'll start posting pictures of knives that will be on the channel. Enough of my monologue. Time to say hi to everybody in the chat. What's up, Bluetooth Blades? Thanks for being a channel member. I appreciate you. Night Rayer in the house. This is happy freaking Saturday, everybody. Thank you for being a channel member. We got Lone Star Cowboy with the carry of the day, the K-Bar 1245 Tonto fighting knife, 8-inch combo blade, Creighton G handle. That sounds nasty. Like he gets work done. What's work? Don't ask, don't tell. What's up, Marco? Good to see you, man. Thanks for being a channel member. Welcome into Blind Woo Fury. We've got Ed Durbin in the house, Vavelsky, The Pawns, Dolomite, Jeremy Nidro, Ian Coates. Got a channel mod. He says, who's on pins and needles waiting for a tall boy to arrive? Not me. I still have the original. But I know a lot of people are. We've got some weather forming, you know, in the New England territory, heading towards the East Coast. UPS says that there's a weather delay for something. I don't know. It could also just be that anyone that ordered anything with UPS recently, UPS is getting all of these new customers since the Postal Service is currently undergoing the Doge audit. The irony is that I go into my post office pretty frequently, my local post office, and they've got a big hiring sign there. But why? We all know that like 10,000 jobs are about to be cut. Like no matter what side you stand on with that. I just find it ironic. Like my local post office is hiring. Apparently they didn't get the memo. How's it going, Jim Miller? Good to see you, man. Thanks for being a channel member. Lone Star says the Leeb rebound tester is like the pull-through sharpener of getting an HRC number. Oh boy. Let me tell you. Oh man, my channel members know that I can't resist this topic in the Only Spartans Discord. Shout out to Ed B. Known channel, Outdoors 55. Very well trusted pillar, cornerstone of the community. Does lots of tests, sharpening videos. Very far away from being a knife reviewer, even though he has reviewed some stuff in the past. Very trustworthy source. He weighed in on the whole rebound tester drama going on, but he didn't really address the channel specifically, just their method of testing. We are, of course, talking about cutting board reviews, CBRX. And he systematically, single-handedly did a side-by-side Leeb rebound tester versus HRC indenter-style Rockwell tester comparison on like, I want to say it was like 5 or 6 knives. Maybe it was even more than that. Every single time, the Leeb rebound tester was off by as little as 1 or by as much as 8.5 points. It's like aiming for the barn and hitting your neighbor's cat. Always trending low. I would just like to point out, it might make me a hipster, but I was one of the first people to point out that CBRX's HRC testing was bullshit. But I am happy to let the torch go to other channels with bigger audiences that are more well-known. I'm happy because that means that I no longer have to carry that torch alone. I will just sit back with my popcorn and my I told you so's and just enjoy myself. Like I enjoy watching other people's content on it. It's pretty good. What's up, Ed B? Speak of the devil. He says, how are all the degenerates tonight? Pretty good. I added a new sound effect. Wrong sound effect. I had just enough free time to do that before the live. Good to see you, man. Welcome into Sever 7. What's up, dude? Welcome into Greg Vanderlip, David V. Thank you for being a channel member. Good to see you. Lone Star says, Texas Hall, Cold Steel Mayhem, Frenzy holdout, 6-inch Talwar XL serrated, and the Spada XL fixed. Cold Steel Marauder, Steel Tiger, and Trainer, CRKT, KUK. I don't know what that stands for. I'm sure it's an acronym. And the K-Bar 8-inch Tanto. Man, that is quite the haul. Quite the haul. All right. Hold on. I'm scrolling. I'm trying to say hi to everybody. Hey, shout out to David V for the $2 super. Says add to cart. Thank you, man. I appreciate you. Ed B says you can get roll for 99 cents. Look, at this point, at that cost, if you want to be a channel member, the cost is not the bar of entry. If you want to be a channel member, become a channel member. You know what? Like that's kind of my thought process is why make it any harder than it has to be? If you want to be a channel member, if you want to join the Only Spartans Discord, join. The last thing I want to do in this economy is create any kind of financial strain. I can find 99 cents in the cup holders of my car, probably because I need to clean them. But it is what it is. Thank you to everybody who supports the channel. Whether you are a 99-cent member, a $3 member, whether you're a battalion leader, a regular subscriber, a regular viewer, if you lurk in the background and never say anything in the chat, thank you. Ian says, I spend $13 on YouTube memberships. Hey, man, you know what? We appreciate you. We appreciate you. We really do. The Pond says, I have a Magna Cut in my Carta knife forged by a descendant of King John. I call it the Magna Carta. Nice. That's really cool, man. Ian says, nervous waiting for a Chris Reeve knife? Not nervous waiting for a tall boy? Hell yes. It's the worst, right? Like you hype yourself up. You know a knife drop is happening. You're ready. It's game day, baby. You've got your game face on. You might be at work, but you tell your boss that you ate bad tuna last night. You rush to the bathroom. How many people have done that where they're like, I've got to take a break. Bathroom break. I've got the black lung. But you know what you're doing. You're fine. You're just going to, try to get in on that knife drop that's about to happen. And there you are in the bathroom stall, phone in hand, sizzle at the ready. You come out of the bathroom and your boss is like, you look way, way too happy for someone that has food poisoning. Like, oh, yeah, oh. I've had that thought in my head before. Like, I wonder how often that happens with knife enthusiasts, during the day job. Oh, sorry, boss, got to go to the bathroom. You can't get away with that if your boss is also a knife nerd. Ed B says, do you know what martinis and tits have in common? 1 is not enough and 3 is too many. That's what they call well endowed. Greg says, Kerry was the Tempest Pinion Mad Yako Hank 1952 silver 50-cent piece. Rough Rider Coal Miner in the CRKT Stiff Kiss Fixie, Kubi Darkness, and a Buck Deuce. Nice, man. Welcome into Chad K. Good to see you. Hey, and shout out to Bluetooth Blades, who's been a channel member for 11 months. He says, I've been in for 11 months for 99 cents. Oh, something else that I've done is I've started adding different loyalty badges. I thought when I started doing that, because I started that a week ago, where I introduced a new membership badge for those who had been a channel member for at least, I want to say it was at least a year. I thought at that time that I could change it based on membership level. Turns out, at least as far as I can tell, like I looked, I tried, you cannot change it based on membership level. It's only based on tenure. So if you see some people in the chat that have different membership badges than others, it's based on tenure. I think I've added in at least one or two more since then. I would have to check, but I'm planning on doing it for like every 6 months. So yeah, we'll see. It'll be cool to see what new badges people unlock. Lone Star says YouTube charges less than 99 cents because I am in Turkey. The Turkish amount is less than 99 cents. Nice, man. Even better. Greg says, it's sad, but I literally don't have a buck. I'm right there in the dictionary next to the definition of broken. It's a shitty picture of me to boot. It is what it is, brother. It is what it is. The good news is that we do have plenty of folks here that do give out gifted memberships. And that's something else that I thought of too. Like, I want to make it easy. Like, if you want to gift 5 memberships, before it was $15. $15, that's a dozen eggs. The nice eggs. I'm not talking about the Kroger brand. I'm talking about the nice eggs. Like, I could have literally just taken food off someone's table. So now if someone wants to gift 5 memberships, they can gift $5. So again, there's no pressure for anybody. If you don't want to become a channel member, if you don't want to spend money on it, that's totally fine. You're welcome to just be here and enjoy the content. That's totally fine. Jim says, I'd let my knife nut employees go ahead. They tend to have better attitude unless they get heart sniped. Then I hand them a handkerchief. Oh man. Transparent knives in the house. What's good, Brian? Good to see you, man. He says, is the topic of saving up overtime versus selling current collection knives to fund a Grail purchase? Yes. Yeah. My stance on it is this: do both. We end up with knives that maybe 6 months, maybe it takes us 6 months, maybe it takes us a year to fall out of love with. And then the thought is, well, I mean, if I had is it worth anything if I get rid of it? Though I see this very specifically though. For example, there was a channel member who was very kind and was willing to hold his Craig Brown Cortex XL that he was planning on selling. He was willing to hold it for me for a couple days so I could get the funds together. And I ended up selling my Hinderer XM18 and a Hinderer half track, 2 knives that I was not necessarily planning on selling, but I would have 100% traded both straight up for that knife. So I was able to make it happen by selling those. Did I undervalue them when I sold them to sell them quickly? Yes, I did. I probably sold them for about $150 less in total than what I could have got for them. But I was impatient, and I was like, what's the difference between selling it for what I need to buy this knife or just trading both of these for that knife? It's the same thing. The result is the same. Because if you were to trade both of them, just a straight up trade, then it would have been a straight across trade, no extra cash. And if I was to sell them both, undervalued, of course, to sell them quickly, there's no extra cash, but I could still get the knife. So it's like cutting out or adding in a middleman rather. And I was able to do that. And the thought stuck in my head: should you sell? Should you save up? And the answer, in my opinion, is save up if you can, if you have the foresight, if you know ahead of time that there's going to be something epic coming down the line. If you are serious about targeting stuff on your list, start putting money aside. Maybe that's $10 here. Maybe that's $50 there. Maybe you see something you really want to buy, but instead you put that extra money in savings and think, well, you know what? There's going to be something else I want even more. Put it aside. Tooth Fairy drops by. Put it aside. Put it aside. If you have knives collecting dust in your drawer that you're not going to carry anymore, even if you're going to lose out on them, even if you're going to sell them for, 50% of what they cost you, is it not better to take that money and invest? And I say invest, take that word lightly with a grain of salt. Would it not be better to take that money and save it for something truly epic that you would much rather have? That's the topic. A shout out to my man Ian, who's been a Spartan for 7 months. He's like, 7 months? That's like a year, right? Close enough for government work. And shout out to Bluetooth Blades for the $10 super. He said, oh no. Blue says, my Excalibur has been lost in transit, stolen, and got a refund. It has been in Nashville since January 14th. Man, these Excalibur updates have been kind of depressing. I'm sorry, man. At least you got a refund, right? Like, I'm sure that you'd rather have the knife, obviously. Take that money, put it towards something really epic. Like something, like even if you have to put it like away, put it in savings and add some cash on top of it to get something even more epic, that might be the way to go. You know, it's not about how you fall down, it's about how you get back up, right? That's what I would do. I would put it in my piggy bank and I'd say, you know what? We're going to take this and we're going to put it towards something even more badass. Yeah, it says Ian and the Pawns are doing that math thing. What math thing? Hold on. Oh, the whole 7 months is a year. Oh, man. Lone Star says Smoky Mountain Knife Works Hogue Deca in 20 CV, $93. FRN, $104 to the $132 models, and MagnaCut 62 to 64 in Gmascus. Those prices make the original goat backspacer and handle and Deca options for under $100 look tasty. Yeah, the Hogue Decas, I've been tempted recently, but I couldn't help, like, honestly, like, this knife right here, which I am dubbing the Shadow Smock. This is the latest exclusive, right? And this knife right here, which is not something that I needed at all. It just brought me a lot of joy. That's the reason. That's the reason why this month's knife budget is gone. Plenty of happiness here, though. I've got an interesting video on this coming up, and it's not... just dropped it. It's not just going to be a positive video, because I've got some things that I want to complain about. I've got some things that I want to complain about. So heads up. If you're ready to hear Rollshambo complain about things in a knife review, people say that I'm too positive. He likes everything. It's not true. It's not true. I have some things I'm going to complain about with the Spyderco Smock. It's a great knife, though. It is a great knife. But there are some things that I want to talk about. Freaking Spyderco. Brian says, the rule for me is if selling a knife to fund a grail will diminish my happiness of obtaining the grail, then don't sell it. But most times that's not true. After selling, I realize I'm happier. My recommendation is, if you have the luxury of time, something that I like to do, if I'm considering selling a knife, right? And if I'm on the fence about it and I have the luxury of time, I will carry that knife for a day or two before I make that ultimate decision on whether or not it's going to end up on the sale block. Is it going to end up on the chopping block or not? And I'll carry that knife for a couple days beforehand before making that decision. Sometimes you don't have the luxury of time, and that's when you got to make a split decision and you just live with it. For me, selling the Hinderer XM18 3-inch was it was a full titanium with a horse head tie scale. I undersold the crap out of that. I love that knife. However, the one that I really wanted after that was the full size. I wanted a full size flipper delete Bowie or a full size flipper delete Fullard spear point. The good news is that the Hinderer knives now are more readily available than ever before. The scales are easier to get than ever before. They used to be really difficult. The half track was a knife that I really liked, but I also wanted the bigger version of that. And now Hinderer is coming out with the full track with the Wharncliffe style blade, which I think looks fantastic. Those are selling out very quickly, but that tells me that they're probably going to do more runs of those. So the availability of those is far easier than the availability of something like a Cortex XL. So for me, that was my justification of, you know what, these are two knives that I can sell relatively quickly to get the funds, and I would do this trade straight up. So if I undersell, but I get everything that I need, it's just like trading for it straight up. Or at least that was the justification in my head. Ian says, the Excalibur situation scares me for any shipments henceforth. You can't let it. I mean, unless you're only going to buy knives in person, you can't let it. You gotta trust some courier. You have to trust some courier. Do you trust UPS? Do you trust The Postal Service, do you call up DHL? You gotta trust somebody, and none of them are perfect. Hey, shout out to Jim, who's been a channel member for 20 months. This is dang not quite 2 years. You're getting there, Jim. Thank you so much, man. Your support means everything. I definitely appreciate it. Greg says, I won the giveaway from Binge like 8 months ago, and after like 5 weeks, I let him know I hadn't seen or heard on it, and he said he sent a second and ship number, never got either knife or shipping number. What? So if I'm understanding this correctly, you want a giveaway and you never received it or the tracking number. What? Man, that's rough. I'm sorry, man. Welcome into Cat Scratch. Good to see you. Says I scored an epic SNG DGG full tie 3/4 belt satin hollow ground last week drop. So stoked. Congratulations, man. I want a Strider SNG with the nightmare grind. The full titanium version, like that is high on my grail list. Then I love the nightmare grind on the Strider knives. You know what? For those kids at home, let's go ahead and pull it up. Strider SNG nightmare grind. We'll do a screen share. I'll show you guys what I'm talking about here. Now, the aesthetic is not for everybody, and I realize that. But that is awesome. I love that grind. That grind is ridiculous. And I know plenty of people are like, I don't want to have to sharpen that. I don't care. That is cool. That is so cool. Like I don't know. I could take it or leave it with the laser etching on the handle scales with the skull and the bat wing. But a titanium SNG with the nightmare grind is on the list. The MSC Batwing Nightmare Grind. It's only a $1,500 knife. I mean, is it worth it? I don't know. How much happiness does it bring you? I'm far behind on the chat. Hold on. Hey, welcome into TC Blades. Thanks for being a channel member. Good to see you. Welcome into Cicero, another channel member in the house. Welcome into Help with Gadgets. Good to see you. All right. The aluminum Smock looks nice. Honestly, yes. And I am very public about the fact that I hate Spyderco clips. This one has got to be the Spyderco clip that I hate the least, and it's the exact same clip as all the other stock clips, except it's black, shiny black that works really well, aesthetically speaking. Still going to replace the clip. Will I replace the scales? I don't know. I don't know. I was initially going to get a set of the Kevin Smock custom scales because Kevin Smock does amazing work. And do I have it? Yes, I do. It's not my first rodeo. Like, this is my first Smock. This one's an S30V with the Kevin Smock scales. I can't just take these scales because it's the old school style pivot. But as you can see, it's got the MXG deep carry clip. It's got the Kevin Smock grid V3s. It was originally full purple. I actually polished the flats on a strop because I didn't like the way that the purple looked after you carried it in your hands at all. The anode didn't really hold up to carrying well. Like, some anode is very thin. Some anode is bit deeper in the metal. I don't know the exact science behind it, but some anode holds up well and some anode straight changes color immediately the moment you put your greasy mitts on it. That was the anode work on this. And so I polished the flats And so it's just the milled out pieces now that are purple. And I actually think it looks better than it did originally. So I'm not new to the Spyderco Smock. After these aluminum handle scales, I gotta say these feel great in hand. The action on here is better. The detent feels snappier, more responsive. I do like the bigger pivot, but there are some things that I want to complain about. So if you want to see me complain about a popular knife from a popular company, stay tuned. This is not a DLC blade. This is titanium carbon nitride is what they call it. It's very scratch resistant, not as scratch resistant as, say, DLC, for example, like what we have here on this Neutron 2. I haven't scratch tested it. I don't know if I plan on doing that. I might just, let it go. I might just let it go, carry it, use it, see how life gives it its own natural stonewash. We'll see. Backcountry Dave, welcome in. He says, let the airing of grievances commence. Oh, man. Stimattack says, my Rex 45 does well. Pretty light detent. Yeah, the detent on this guy is not the stiffest or snappiest. It doesn't really make that big of a difference to me, to be honest. It is nicer on this version. 100%. Talboy says, further in his comment section, he responded to a commenter about Benchmade and Spyderco also not properly heat treating their knives. He said they lie about HRC and the specs. Oh, are we talking about CBRX still? Yeah, Cutting Board Reviews, take his Rockwell hardness tests with a grain of salt. They're not remotely reliable at all. Brian says, silly Rolo, if you carry the knife before you decide to sell it, how will you sell it as no cut or carry? You just list it as light cut or carry. And then you show pictures and videos and let people decide for themselves. I never trust it when I see those listings and they're like, I've never carried it. I've just fidgeted. Only cut paper. Bullshit. I don't trust that. Not for a second. What is this, Law and Order? We can't prove it. I'm usually selling them very competitively anyways. So, like, if they care if it's been in my pocket, but there's no scratches, then I don't really care. That's on them. Matt D says, the whole no cut, no carry thing is so funny to me. So it just sat in the box and you looked at it. But why buy it? Some people do that. Some people are seriously collector only. That's not me. I'm an enthusiast. I like to carry things. Lone Star says USPS cannot get the Excalibur out of the stone and into your hands. Oh man, it just sucks. It sucks when the courier screws up your shipment. Bluetooth Blade says, I found that paying for better shipping actually helps with shipping. Yes, that doesn't mean that they can't make mistakes at like the priority or at the second day air, but it does mean that it's less likely. If it gets to you faster, if they're shipping it faster, there's less time for it to get lost in the sauce, right? Right? Matt D says, on that USPS crap, my 2-day purchase took 20 days to get to me. That's what I'm saying. Is like, it's not a guarantee. Paying for better shipping is not a guarantee that nothing will go wrong. It's just less likely. But still, I'd ask for a refund on that shipping. 2-day shipping took 20 days? What? Greg says, about 2 months ago, my buddy did a giveaway. Someone gifted him the prize. My buddy sent him a Jack Wolf that dropped a week earlier. It was like $470 between the value of 2 knives, and he thought the wolf. Wow. All right. I'm losing track of the chat. It might, in fact, be a good time to go ahead and check out the Only Spartans Discord. Boom, here we go. This is the Pocket Check channel on the Only Spartans Discord. How do you get here? You got to be a channel member. You can be any level of channel member. You can be a gifted channel member. You can be a 99-cent recruit. Does not matter. As long as you're a channel member, if you go to the posts section of my YouTube channel, you will find an invite link. You might have to scroll down for it. Probably not very far. Channel members can see that invite link. That's how you get in. Once you're in, you're in. Let's see what's in everybody's pockets today. All right, starting off with Vivelsky, and ooh, I like that. He's got the Quiet Carry 9. Love that. He's got the Psyop with the what is that? That's the copper carbon. I wanted to call it the Dunes, but that's a fat carbon fiber. Blah. He's got the Peachy G9, and then of course a TRM Bulldog in full titanium. That is one hell of a carry. Love it. I like the city line in the background too. It's a hell of a shot. Is that in Chicago? Yeah. And he certified it with pictures of the knives in the pockets next to the pooch. I dig it. Very nice. I'm a big fan of doing like Instagram reels and TikToks where I, show off whatever knife's in my pocket whenever I'm walking my dog. And people comment on it. They're like, cool knife, but your dog is cooler. That'll always happen. That'll always happen. Nice shot though, man. Very well done. Oh, let's go. Fred the Lug. He's got the High Grain Designs DeVille. He's got, that is the Devo Buzz. That's a Devo Buzz, right? I think so. I'm not entirely sure what this one is. Again, I'm not the biggest on the fixed blade scene. That is going to be is that a custom version? That's got to be a custom version of a Dark Bolt Stratus. Unless that's maybe like a knife show exclusive, or you sent those scales out to somebody. Or maybe they just came out with different scales. I don't know. I like that though. Dark Bolt Stratus. It's one of those knives that I sold that I actually kind of wish that I'd held on to a little bit. Oh well. I'm not entirely sure what this one below it is though. Very cool. Fred's always got some really interesting knives. A Blind Woo Fury coming in hot with, is that a Redemption 229 kickstop? I think it is. Full titanium. Another knife that I should not have sold. Nice shot too. On the train tracks. Yeah, hell yeah, man. Let's see. Nick T. He's got the Evo with the camo carbon fiber. Is that the 90s camo? Which camo carbon is that? CKF Evo. Sweet knife. The Pawns, he's got the Wee Miscreant 3.0, the AZ USA Cochise, the Smith & Wesson CK6A, and the Wee 601. Very nice. I love the action on the Cochise. Cochise? I don't know. Probably saying that wrong. Wee Miscreant, that's a cool knife. I haven't seen one of those in a while. Very nice. Very nice. B Devious. Ooh. Is that Mini Goblin from the recent drop? Koenig recently did a drop of Mini Goblins. And those, you want to talk about a knife selling out ridiculously quick. The new Mini Goblins have been selling out instantaneously. Nothing like walking around with $1,600 in your pocket. I dig it though, man. I do. I like that. Love the mini goblin look. I haven't held one. It's on the Grail list. Let's go. Night Rare. He's got the Billy Wah demo. Look at that. I dig it, man. I dig it. He says, my Grail, don't tell my demo. I thought about cheating on it with the Sting. The Herman Sting. Very nice. Rebel Rousers with the Kubi Dust Devil, the Lake Champlain Barlow, and the QSP Penguin. Solid. Super solid. Very nice. Let's go. Dazed. He's got... Oh, I reviewed this one. I know what this is. I had one and then I sold it. It's the... It's an RS Knifeworks design. It's a concept knife. Has that one been modified? Or is that actually one of the customs? No, that's gotta be, it's the odd 66. The concept odd 21, not the 66. The concept odd 21. Don't come for me in the chat, okay? Don't do that. I know you guys are about to give me hell over that. It's the odd 21. Did you put the hole in there yourself? I mean, I agree, by the way. I think that it needed a deployment hole. Spyderco might be coming for you. The men in black coats might be coming for you. Very cool. Love that, like, the handle scale had all of those holes and the blade, nada. So you added one. I appreciate the commitment. That's nice. Ed Durbin, he's got the tri-stash, and that's a great photo. Love that. Very nice. Ed with the sweet photo. He's got the alien in the background. Says in pocket with the Matzi Striga. Alien not in pocket. Well, now it's no longer valid. If you didn't carry the alien, why is... I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Let's go. Chainsaw he's got. That's one of the Spyderco fixed blades, right? What's it called? I'm really bad at fixed blades. The other one is the ProTech Malibu. Very nice. Let's go. Craig Vincent. He's got Spyderco Paramilitary 2 in S45. He's got the Mangana Steel Kaimano. He's got the Ritter Hogue. And, of course, the AD10 with what looks like titanium scales. I dig it, man. Not sure on this one right here or this one right here. Let's go. Ed B with the Corvid M+. Did you carry the Guinness as well? I sure hope so. That looks refreshing. I could go for a Guinness right now. All I have is water. All I have is water. All right, the Matt D, check this out. Love that photo. His photos are always great. That has got to be the new TW Price Dawn, right? Yeah, the Dawn V3, the Otmog 40 pen, Zippo, plain paisley bandana. I like it. That's a clean shot. I like the texturing on those handle scales. Very clean shot. The TW Price Dawn is a beautiful knife in all variants. They're all gorgeous looking knives. Hey, shout out to Rainy. Rainy's got, that's the Jack Wolf. Oh, which Jack Wolf is that? The Diamondback. That's right. Recent release. And the Jack Sharpshooter. Very nice. That's a solid carry. I dig it. Got the Viral Fulcrum in the background. Nice. Warrior Guild, he's got a Spartan Harsey folder, a fixed blade, which I don't know what that is, but I like the sheath. That looks cool. And then a Streamlight. Jim. Jim's got that's a River Edge Cutlery exclusive Shaman. Is that CTS 204P? Is that what that is? Is that what River's Edge does? The CTS 204P and the olive green, is that their exclusive? I think it is. He's got the CDC Salvation, the Rosecraft Obed Creek Bow Trapper. Very nice. I don't think I've seen this one before, Jim. But it looks well used, well loved. Jim goes through his knives. Sever 7. Hold on. Hold on. I got to be careful with sound clips. If I accidentally play something that's copyright, you never know. Don't want to get a flag. What is that? It's a Boker. Which Boker is that? I've got a bunch of Bokers on the table right now, and I can tell you I do not recognize that one. That looks cool, though. Kevin Smith, he's got the Satsu. That's the Satsu, right? And then, what is that one? Is that a DS? Is that a DSK Tactical? Love the sculpting on the handle skills. Is that a DSK Tactical knife? Let's see if it'll let me zoom in. Nope, of course not. Yeah, that's a DSK knife. Very sweet. I like his work. Illuminati Ninja with, that's got to be, is that an edgy American Blade Works knife? I think it is. Not entirely sure. I think it is. Oh yeah, edgy American Blade Custom Thug made by Shane Gables and professionally sharpened by Kyle Coonley of King & Works Sharpening. Very nice, man. Guys, and with that, I don't think I missed anyone. I may not have gotten them all right. I tried to do it justice. But I think we are officially at the bottom. Hey, I just turn around back to the chat. Shout out to the Matt D for the $20 super. Thank you, man. He says, gotta head out for the rare Saturday. I have plans. Take care, everyone, and stay awesome. See you in the Discord and on Wednesday. Dude, thank you so much for the support. And, of course, we'll catch you in the Only Spartans Discord. Have a great rest of your weekend. Hey, I knew it. CTS 204P is chemically, essentially, it's 20 CV or M390. Just made by Carpenter instead of, Crucible or Bowler. Pavelski says, I actually like the Corvid. Yeah. Oh, Coke Tools does a great job on their designs. I have the tiniest Corvid ever. Hold on. Are you ready for this? If you like Corvids, check this out. Full titanium with a usable fuller, front flipper, and rear flipper. It's California legal, baby. Yes, I put my own edge on here. It's very slicey. Sharp enough to shave with. Look at this tiny guy. This is a micro knife. When people are like, that's too small. Like knives are... Like, I'll show a knife that's like, a 6.5 inch, 7-inch knife. They're like, oh, that's too small. I want a full-size knife. Well, what do you think about this? Yeah. The original Box Destroyer 9000. The tiniest Corvid ever. Running on bearings. Great action, though. Can you reverse flick it? Yes, if your own hands don't get in the way. Hold on. Yeah, there we go. The one that's actually really hard to do on this guy is the front flipper. There we go. Snappy. It's sharp. It's a real knife. It's just a tiny knife. Fred says, I always put the names of the knives I'm carrying when I do a pocket check for you to remind you, and you never look to read them. No fixed blades. What? Hold on. I'm going to scroll back up. Did I miss it, Fred? I think I missed it. High grain DeVille, GTK mini spear tack. Is that this guy right here? That's not a fixed blade? That looks like a fixed blade to me. Is that the pivot? I can't be the only one that saw this and thought that that was a fixed blade. That's a folding knife? Is that the pivot, or is the pivot hidden? You're right, Fred. You're right. I'll take my lumps. You're right. The GTK, that's the GTK mini spear tack Devo mini buzz. So it's not the buzz, it's the mini buzz. And you did give it to me. You did give me all of the names. The Gecko customized MBK Sea Otter, the Gecko customized Darkbolt Arcus. Oh, that's cool. So Gecko Customs did those scales. That's sweet, man. Sometimes I just like seeing if I can figure it out for myself, okay? It's been a long week. I nearly broke my pinky toe a week ago. I've been recovering. I've been hobbling around. I haven't been the same. Putting out episodes. I'm not all there today. I'm like 60% there. I do appreciate it though. Thanks for the reminder. Bluetooth blades with the Quiet Carry Drift LCT, and that's the Carbon Knives, the Ken Onion design. You know what? My brain is tired. Okay? Leave me alone, guys. My brain is tired. Let's see what's out there, though. I haven't done any window shopping recently. Let's see what's out there. We'll go to DLT. DLT Trading. I don't know what that other site was. Let's see. I always like going here because they list stuff ahead of time. That's nice. Ooh, Shiro's in stock, and they're still in stock. I'm surprised. $725 for this one. This is the Ursus Quantum, the Mishka textured titanium. It's a good looking knife. Everyone says that Shiro's have the best flipper action. I don't know. One thing that I'm not entirely sure of is that pocket clip just hanging over the lock bar relief cutout. If I feel like that would actually not be that smooth. Am I crazy? Is that pocket clip just hanging over the relief? Like, how easily does that fit in the pocket? I don't know. There's got to be a rhyme to the reason. That's a gorgeous knife, though. It's not cheap. What else do they have? And I do like that handle scale texturing. I'm not sure if I would like if I were to get one. I'm not sure if I would go for the anos. I think I might just go for like the regular titanium. What is that, stonewashed? Yeah, that looks pretty sweet. It's kind of like a cracked earth looking design. They have it listed as Russia, but I thought Shirogorov moved countries. I don't think Shirogorov's located in Russia anymore, right? They moved? That's what I thought. Shirogorov knives still made in Russia. Come on, Google, don't let me down. They've been making knives since 2005 in Yaroslavl, Russia. That was back in 2017. Shirogorov knives now made in... I thought they moved. We might not find out. Maybe it was a different Russian knife maker that I'm thinking of. Anyways, plenty of Shiros available if you want one. I don't think I've ever seen this many Shiros available at one time in one spot. Even lefties are available. Damn. You can get them in the G10 variant. Although, honestly, I think if you're going to splurge like that, you got to get something nice. Although, this one with the curly birch inlaid looks pretty sick. What? That's classy. I don't care who you are. That's classy. Look at that. Wow. It's got a Chromax powder metallurgy blade. I'm assuming that's what PM stands for. I don't know anything about Chromax. They even got the regular one in titanium with, like, this is the carry right there. Like, that's the carry knife. Nothing on the handle scales, just plain. It's ready for you to put the stonewash of life to it. Crazy. Rocco handmade knives. That looks sick. Some of these fixed blades are just bougie though. Look at that. What is that handle scale material? Garbage truck Fordite? What? Copper guard. What's garbage truck Fordite? Is that a stone handle? The premium Fordite garbage truck paint handle is attached with 2-ton epoxy. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. These are cool though. Handmade deer and trout. I would love to get into more fixed blades. I really would. Fred says the only Shiro I would get is a neon custom or a mini quantum. Interesting. No Ursus for you then. Hey, welcome in to Gas Station Knives. Thanks for being a channel member. Good to see you, man. Says it's not a fixed blade. It's a GTK Knives mini spear tack. All right. So I'm going to look this up because I swear that looks like a fixed blade. I understand sometimes pivots can be hidden. Sometimes the small screws are the pivots and it's just the design. I just want to see it. I just want to see it close. Like I know based off this where it says, you know, running on ceramic bearings, I know that that's got to be a folder. But you see the difference though is like this one, that is quite obviously a pivot. Grind Tactical Knives. That is quite obviously a pivot. On the one in the pocket check, like that does not obviously look like a pivot. Like I know that it could be, but that's why I thought it was a fixed blade. Because that didn't necessarily look like a pivot. So that's my bad. I should have known better. That does look sweet though. It's only a $1,400 knife. What? That's crazy. I love that blade shape. Looks nice. GTK spear tack. Fixed blade? Do they make a fixed blade version? No. So it's official. I'm just an uneducated sap. It is what it is. What else? Custom fixed blades and kitchen knives. Edgeworks. When I start looking at how much some of these kitchen knives cost, I realize how badly I've neglected my own kitchen. It's okay. The cheap knives sharpen very easily. Gas Station Knife says they moved to Ukraine. Did they? That's unfortunate. Vavelsky says if they keep going west, Herman's will be Russian too. Ugh. The buckhorn, that's what it is. The carbon buckhorn. It says go back. I just sent you the folded picture on the Discord. Perfect. See, that's crazy though, man. Like, is the pivot hidden? The pivot's got to be hidden. That is a cool knife though. The GTK Spear Tack. Front flippable and also from the Fuller too. Very nice. Very nice indeed. Thank you for doing that. That was throwing me off because I looked at that and I was like, that looks like a fixed blade. Says that's why Russia's invading. They want Shiro. They want Shiro back. Gas Station Knife says, anyone else not a fan of skeletonized scales? They're not necessarily my favorite, but I have seen some renditions that I don't mind. One that I really want to check out is the Spyderco Edgerati. It's another... When are they releasing this? I don't know. But the reason why I want to check this out is this is their first like new design. I don't consider the Bodacious to be new, but this is one of their first new designs coming out of the Golden, Colorado factory. I don't know how I feel about the skeletonized handles on this, but with a name like Edgerati, it's got to be super performance oriented. That's all I'm saying. Like aluminum, skeletonized handle scales, whatever. I care about how that blade performs because let's face it, all of the scale makers are going to make scale replacements for this. No problem. I guarantee you there will be some solid scales ready to go for this knife within the span of a month or two after this releases. I guarantee it. I'd be very, very shocked if we didn't see some from Rock Scale Designs at the minimum, and plenty of others. They're sticking with the S30V. And what's the MSRP? $330. It's okay, that's MSRP, so they'll probably sell that for what? $250? $230? Somewhere around there. We probably just checked the pre-orders. $247. Okay. Wait, is this available right now? No, pre-order. I was about to say, when did this release? Pre-order. $247. Okay. $262 for the DLC version. What's the difference between this one and this one? They're both black DLC versions. Oh, serrated and non-serrated. They just don't have a picture for the serrated. Go figure. Blade HQ, same thing? Yeah, same thing. S30V, $262. I don't know. Mr. Ed Girardi. It's funny because Ed hates Spyderco. Oh, man. The Ed Girardi. I like it. Gas Station Knife says, I got standard, bros. The only thing cool about that is the name. We'll see. Look. Spyderco makes some of the best production knives, period. As far as performance, as far as heat treat and quality of manufacturing, they make some of the best knives, period. That said, they don't make some of the most traditionally beautiful knives ever. Fred says, put the only skeletonized knife I love on the Discord. So cool. Okay. Oh, here we go. Maverick Concepts Asuka. That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. They've been doing a lot of skeletonized knives lately. The skeletonized Oz Roosevelt. The belt. They've also done skeletonized. Like, honestly, that does look pretty cool, I gotta say. Say what you will, that does in fact look pretty cool. I don't mind that one. I think that there's a lot you could do. You know what I would love to see? I'd love to see like the opposite of skeletonized. Like, instead of having it skeletonized, have those pieces raised so it's milled down, so like kind of like a frag pattern. So instead of this triangle being cut out, it's standing off of the scales. I don't know if that makes sense. Like a reverse skeletonized. People are like, Rolls, that's dumb. It's just a normal knife. That's the opposite. What I'm talking about is if, instead of having like the cutout, having that milled piece on top of the scale. I did not make any sense. I'm tired. I need to drink more water. Fred says, I have an Oz Skelly, but I hate it and I am selling to rehome it. The version I have is too fancy. How much are you selling it for? I'm just curious. How much? How much are you selling the Oz Rosie Skeleton for? SC Rick, heading out or coming in? It's hard to tell. If you're coming in, welcome in. And if you're heading out, have a great weekend. Lone Star says, Erector set EDC. This is the way, no drama. I don't think that Jim likes skeletonized handles either. Blue says, I won't do any more pre-orders. Got burned twice. Yeah. Pre-orders have been tough lately. It's been tough. There have been a lot of pre-orders that have fallen through, unfortunately. I am curious though, Fred. What are you selling your Oz Skelly for? And then of course there's the Koenig Arius skeletonized. That's kind of a cool shot. Can skeletonized knives be cool? I think so. But I also have a lot of unpopular opinions. Josh says that's a sick knife, Fred. The Aviana Topaza looks cool. I'm not familiar with that one. Oh, the Avian Knives Topaza. Okay. Yeah, I did see this one. That does look pretty cool. Avian Knives is one of those companies that had a very successful pre-order, and then they kind of faded into the backdrop. That's a cool shot. I like that. Look at that. That is a traditionally good-looking knife. As far as skeletonized knives goes, yeah, absolutely. Sever7, thank you so much for the $2 super.
Keep the change, you filthy animal.
He says, check the Discord. The Skelly Protean looks good. All right, where? Oh, yeah. This isn't really a pocket check. This is a listing, but I do agree. The skeletonized Protean does look good. All the Proteans look good. They don't make a bad looking Protean, I swear. That's really good. Yeah. That's another one that's on my hit list. Gonna have to get a Protean one of these days. Drinkwater coming in hot with the pocket check. He's got the tactile knives, the tactile knives archer. Very nice. Got some barbecue going on in the backdrop. Give me some of that chicken. That chicken looks good. Welcome into Jim Cox. He says, I'm scared of the skeletonized knives. I'd probably hurt my pinky. That's a good point. If the holes in the knives are so large that you can accidentally put a finger in, could you accidentally cut yourself? Probably. I almost did it today. Like I was carrying this guy, and I didn't realize that it had popped open just a little bit in my pocket, and I went to grab my wallet from my pocket, and I just very, very lightly grazed the tip of the knife, and I immediately stopped what I was doing and looked down, and sure enough, I was about to stab myself. Have you ever done that? I've done that enough times where I am traumatized. Jim Miller says that's actually really nice. We're talking about the avian topaza or the protean or that chicken. I kind of like that chicken. Yeah. The proteans, the skeletonized protean looks fantastic. I'll take two. This is the one that Fred's selling. The skeletonized Roosevelt. Zergatai aftermarket scales. Okay. Very nice. Is this going to end up in the knife yard sale? Please put it in the knife yard sale. Put the knife yard sale on the map, Fred. If you are selling it, that is. Ed Durbin says, skeleton frames are dog poop no matter who makes it or what it is. Fight me. Look, we don't have to fight, dude. We can just disagree. Some look good, some don't. That's where I'm going to leave it. Lone Star says, Ramazan time in Turkey, everyone has to get up at 5:30 a.m. to eat if they are fasting. Dude walking around the neighborhood banging a drum to wake everyone to eat before sunup. Damn. I mean, it's nice that you have a universal alarm clock, right? Who needs roosters anyways? Just put the Rosie on the Discord too. Knife yard sale, is it in there? We're waiting for the listing, Fred. I need to check out a Roosevelt. I need to. I really need to. Zergatai aftermarket scales. Who did the scales? Was that a Shepherd CC on Instagram? Or is it Timascus? Have to get the COA to verify. I'm very interested. He says, not sure, too expensive. I usually don't put things in that price range on the Discord. I think it puts people off. Knives can get really spendy. Hey, welcome into Knives and Gear Insights. Good to see you. Ed says, anyone who thinks skeleton frames are cool probably owns seven different pair of frames. I don't actually own any skeletonized knives. And I don't think that it's a default cool design aspect either. I think that if you're going to skeletonize a knife, it has to be really well done. This is an example of that on the Protean, the skeletonized Protean. I think that looks really good. And I think that there's a lot you can do on a skeletonized knife as far as making it look really perfect. So are all skeletonized knives cool in my opinion? No. Is it a design aspect that would immediately make me say, oh, that's a, I don't like it? No. I think that there's a way to do it and make it look good, and then there's not. It really just kind of depends on who did it, right? Ed B says, are slab scales, skeletonized scales, a double? I don't know. If you add in a recurve blade, or a Persian style blade, I'm sure that it would be very well hated. Should we be expecting a skeletonized blade soon? I don't know. They've already done knives like that though, where only the edge is steel. An example of that is VC Edge. Have you guys ever heard of VC Edge knives? I know some of you have. VC Edge knives, check these out, okay? You want to talk about like some of the lightest knives in the world. And these knives aren't cheap either. Like these are, $1,000, $1,100, $1,200 knives. Of course, all sold out. So these knives are crazy because the whole blade is carbon fiber except for the edge. Just the edge is steel. That's it. Just the edge. That's it. I mean, I get it. It's not a full cutout. Okay, so the blade isn't skeletonized, but when you say that, that's exactly what I think of. A skeletonized blade. Could be cool. Could be cool. Jim Cox says, look at cheese knives. Those blades are like outlines and work very well for their intended purpose. That's a good point. Says, he is still delivering the ones he sold 3 years ago. VC Edge? Really? Interesting. Ace Paylone, good to see you, man. He says 1.4 ounces. What's next? Sharpening the edge of our hands? I mean, some people have got the skills. Skeletonized blade seems like a bad idea, but good for gas station knife sales. Are we talking about the wire cutters for cheese? I don't know, guys. I don't know. It's kind of a crazy topic, really. All right, well, let's see. Are there any more pocket checks? I think we're all caught up now. Sun tells me it was made by Johnny T. I'm not familiar with Johnny T. All right. Less friction when slicing through cheese. Are we talking about are we still talking about wire cutters for cheese? The VC Edge interface. Yeah. I want one of these. I've wanted one of these for a while. It's not realistic for me right now. That's a little bit out of the price range. Granted, this is a 2023 pre-order. Damn. Some of these weren't as expensive, still $1,100, not cheap. Look at those bearings. It's crazy. Yeah. These knives are absolutely bananas. Fred says, contact me on Discord. I'll talk to you about Rosie and whatever knife you want. Right on, man. Might have to do that. I'm probably not in a position to get anything that expensive, but I am curious. I am very curious. All right, guys. All right. Well, I think we're going to go ahead and end it right about there. I'm tired. I need to get some more rest. I've been going hard at it this week, and it's been a long week. So we're going to go ahead and call it there, guys. I just want to say thank you to absolutely everybody, all the channel members, all the subscribers, all the viewers, all the commenters, all the haters, especially the haters. Believe it or not, haters make the algorithm work better than just about anybody. That's a fact. I promise you. Next live stream will, of course, be Wednesday. We will be live on Wednesday, 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, which is 10 p.m. Eastern, which is 9 p.m. Central, which is 7 p.m. Pacific. Guys, have an absolutely fantastic rest of your weekend. For those of you on the members-only Discord, we will see you soon. For everybody else, we'll see you later.